time I look in the mirror, along these lines on my face are getting clearer. The past is gone.
What is good, G&T family? Casual here. We are back with another Chat with CAS. We got a special guest today, and they're getting ready to get out on the road, get back on the grind, and get back out to you guys making great music, which is something I think we can all appreciate and want to get back to. But we got BLACKTOP MOJO. We got Matt James here. Say what's up to the crowd.
What's going on, guys?
All right. So as I was just saying, looks like you guys got a busy couple months coming up. Couple tours.
Yeah, man, we got a tour coming up here in March. Then I'm having a baby in April, and then another tour in May, and then our drummer's having a baby in June. So nothing but rock and rolling babies from 2022, man.
From rock and roll to daddy life. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to have to try to fit that baby almost in between two tours in a way, huh?
Yeah, man. Dive bars to diapers. It's going to be it's going to be wild.
Yeah, man. But congratulations, first of all, on having a kid.
Thanks, man.
It definitely, you don't expect anything until it actually happens. You might think you got that grip on reality until it sinks in. You're like, okay,
yeah,
this little live thing is real, and I gotta nurture it,
Oh yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing. Looks like you guys are starting to come back out with some more music, getting back out on the road. You're actually coming pretty close to me a couple times up here in Michigan. What makes you guys choose locations to go tour around?
This time in March, it was kind of we had some dates that got canceled because of COVID and stuff last year, and rescheduling those and just kind of routing around them, making a good little run out of the whole thing.
So with COVID, how long were you guys really delayed as far as being able to go out and make music, or I guess play music?
I think we were basically at the house for 18 months, I want to say, and it was from February of 2020 to, shoot, I can't even remember when we took off last year. Probably July last year. Man, it was a serious little stretch there.
Is that probably the longest you've gone without touring, or at least getting together and playing and stuff like that?
For sure. Luckily, we were still able to get together and play a little bit. We all lived in a house at the time,
okay,
kind of together and not far apart from each other. And so we got to do some live stream stuff. Our bass player and I, we did a weekly acoustic thing where we got on the live stream and people could make requests, and kind of treated it like the dive bar in the corner where you just play a bunch of covers and,
have a little fun with it.
Yeah, people could drop $1 in the virtual tip jar and be like, "Hey, play Free Bird," or whatever,
It's like going back in the day and going to a busy street corner and playing, except now you kind of open that range to anybody who can click on a link.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is really cool. But I was talking about it with my manager Jen, that one of the coolest things is, I think, being personable is the best way. When you're out on tour and you're in front of the fan, they see the sweat, they hear you right there. That, those are the moments that they really connect with you, I think. So all this touring and stuff,
yeah,
that's what brings everything else around, the music to YouTube, to Spotify, because you do make that personal connection when they're looking at that person, not just from a screen.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I think definitely all of our bigger supporters and our biggest fans, people that support us the most, have been people that we've connected with at live shows like that, where you actually make friends with the person, you get to meet them face to face, and you make a friend. So it's just, traveling around making as many friends as you can.
Yeah. Who knew we would miss that so much after going through the past 2 years, It's crazy. I see some live shows with just tons of people, and I'm like, God, that's just a beautiful moment to see so many people come together for one reason, and not be scared to come together.
Yeah.
I see. So you guys have done quite a bit of traveling throughout the past few years. Tell me, like, what's one of the things that you hate about touring? That kind of bothers you when you're out there, maybe a long time or whatever. Your little pet peeve.
I don't know. Being away from home can be hard. Being away from your family and stuff. Missing stuff like you have good friends back home that'll be like, "Hey, man, my wedding's on this day," and you're like, "Well, I got to be in Omaha," or like, you know what I mean? Like you miss out on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So sometimes that can be not fun, but
you gotta make decisions.
You gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen when your time, especially, is taken completely far away from home. I mean, you don't have that choice to just step outside, get in your car, and go somewhere. You're next day, you are on that move. Is there a snack that you gotta have when you're on the road that that favorite, whatever, from a convenience store or whatever?
Man, I know I try to stay pretty healthy, man. I snack a lot on them hard boiled eggs you see in the truck stops.
Yeah.
Got to have a good protein mix up.
That's good.
Trying to think of snacks though. If I'm snacking, I'm probably on some Cheez-Its or something like that. That Cheez-Its are the
white cheddar.
Go to snack crackers. I'll mess around with some white cheddar.
Okay.
But a classic Cheez-It, you can't beat it.
I don't know if their commercials are real or not, but I appreciate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good marketing by them for sure. So you guys got any new music coming out? You guys working on any projects coming up soon?
Yeah, man. We just released a cover of "My Girl" by The Temptations last week, and that'll be out on all the digital platforms and everything on Friday.
Awesome.
I don't know when this drops or whatever, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I saw it up on YouTube.
February 25th.
February 25th. Awesome.
Yeah.
I saw it on YouTube. I'm probably going to do a reaction to it.
Cool.
I'm excited, man. I really like when you can hear soul in music. There's a foundation from where it's coming from, and I think you do a really good job of spilling that out. Your band in general does a really good job of that. It's breaking past that mold of what I guess would be considered an industry standard. You got to have your own flavor, right? And you guys definitely bring that.
Yeah.
One question I did have though is when I hear Blacktop Mojo, for some reason in my head, all I can think of is an afro. So where did the name come from?
That would be a good name for an Afro cream song. So the name originally came from we're from East Texas. We're from a small town out here, and when you're growing up, there's not a whole lot to do around here. So we would get in our cars and do what they call back roading. I don't know if y'all do that up there in Michigan.
Yeah.
But just drive down some back roads and listen to music and drink a little bit and kind of just cruise down those roads that nobody goes down. Don't drink and drive, kids, if you're out there. Got to say that after that.
Got to protect yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so we had just started the band a few weeks earlier, and I showed up at our drummer's house, and he still had a day job. And I was waiting on him to get home, but he had kind of like the party house kind of thing. Like his doors was always unlocked, so that people were just kind of coming in and out. Yeah. And a couple of his buddies came out with a big bottle of Jim Beam. Was like, "Hey man, you want to go back road with us?" I knew him a little bit, and I was like, "Hell yeah, man! I got nothing but time." So we went out, and we've been trying to think up a band name. And one of his buddies was a big duck hunter, and he had a Mojo brand duck decoy in his truck. And I needed something to stir my drink with, and he handed me this the key that you like wind the thing up with, and it was like Blacktop Mojo key or something, And we just started saying that, and then we just dropped the key eventually, and then it gets a little bit hazy, but when we got back to the drummer's house, Blacktop Mojo, that's what we had.
That was it,
And we
huh?
were like, that's the band name. Yeah.
So you had just started the band, and then you just have that instinct of something happening where the words hit and it sticks. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was just all three of us just kept saying that shit over and over. And it just, you know, you get drunk, you get stuff stuck in your head, and that's what got stuck in our heads.
Started getting excited. Yeah, Blacktop
Yeah.
Mojo. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Little Jim Beam had a little bit to do with that, I'm sure, too.
Absolutely.
That's
It's got a lot to do with the history of our band.
That's awesome. So, if I'm not mistaken, you guys' first project you guys put out on your own, correct?
Yeah. So we put our first record out in 2014, and then all of our records technically are still independent. We started our own record label for our second record because we were going to radio for the first time, and they were like, "Oh, you can just name your record label or whatever," you know, because when you're pushing up the charts, it'll say the band name and
it has to have a
the
little label under it.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we came up with "Come On Records" because it was just something we'd say all the time. Like somebody'd be like, "Hey man, you want to go out to the bar or whatever?" And be like, "Come on," you know. Like, I don't. It was just like a little dumb catchphrase that we had, and it just that's what we decided our label was going to be.
Awesome.
Come On Records. Yeah.
So how really did your first record really get out there to people? Was it doing local bar shows? Was it just sending it to people? How'd you really get that name out there in the beginning?
We were basically just playing everywhere we could, man. We live in Palestine, so we're like 2 hours from Dallas, 2 hours from Houston, a few hours from Austin. So we got like, you know, a few big city markets we can go hit. Kind of one weekend we go up here, next weekend we go over here, and kind of do the weekend warrior thing. And we'd been playing. We started the band in 2012, so we've been kind of gigging around in like the local bars and dance halls and stuff, just playing, you know, cover tunes in the corner. You know, you get those 4 hour gigs where you gotta, you know, you play 45 minutes and you take a break, and 45 minutes and you take a break. And we were just doing that and playing a bunch of covers, and then kind of throwing in an original tune every now and then. And somebody come up and be like, "Hey, what was that?" And be like, "Well, that's our record. It's coming out. Yeah, here we got a box full of CDs, man." You want? And
The original push,
just
man.
Getting in the van and doing it, man.
That's awesome. You know, and to be honest, 9 times out of 10, that's the story for most people who start having, I guess you would say, a life in music is actually going out there and putting yourself in front of people. There's so many rock bands who started with just local gigs, and then they decided, you know what, we're going to jump in a van and we're going to book ourselves a little bit further, maybe a few states around at a few bars. And then, you know, next year we're going to go loop back around them and hope that there's 5 more people there. You know, just make that grind.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, like we were playing in Dallas one night, and we had some guy come up to us. He's like, "Man, I got to get y'all in Kansas." And we're like, "Okay, man, yeah, whatever." And like gave him our information. And then, you know, a couple of weeks later, he had like a whole gig lined up and everything. And we were just like, "Okay, man, I guess we're going to Kansas now," you know, and just started going there regularly. And then, like you said, just kind of making a bigger circle.
Yeah, that's awesome. What would you say was like the one like biggest moment or impact that your band may have had on its journey to get where it's at now? Is there like a singular moment where like, hey, this kind of changed, you know, from doing, you know, just local bars and stuff to kind of doing bigger things?
I think when we did a cover of Dream On like a while back, and it was like our first, I don't know, viral video or whatever you want to call it. Like it started getting passed around, and then we put it out like a year before we did our second record. And then by the time we hit our second record, it hit like 1 million views, and that was like our first video that had over 1 million views on it, and we were like, man, there's something here. And then we like decided to all move into a house together after that. That was probably the biggest moment of like, okay, we're doing this for real.
Right.
This is how we're going to pay the rent.
Right. That kind of jumping off into the deep
and then
end.
Yeah. And then like shortly after that video kind of got out there, and we got our first, we signed with our first manager and kind of found a booking agent, and then, kind of started putting together a team, and we're able to go out and, push the first radio single and do like a radio tour, where you're stopping at all the stations and doing that kind of thing. And
yeah.
So that's probably like the turning point where it was like, okay, stuff's starting to
start getting that little bit of support.
Starting to work.
You're looking at it, you're like, man, there's 1 million people just watched this. And then,
yeah,
at that point, I'd probably have that same feeling too. Like, you know what? Let's start taking this as serious as we can.
Yeah. And we decided to put it on our second record too. And it was kind of like, man, people like this cover or whatever. And maybe if they like this cover, they'll click on it and then they'll listen to the record or whatever, type of thing.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And it worked.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
We're still doing it, so it worked, I guess. Yeah.
It hasn't failed yet. That's a good thing.
It hasn't failed. Yeah, we have not failed yet.
That's awesome, man. So, how did you end up getting in touch with Buck Cherry to start, I guess, what would be, like the second leg of your tour?
Yeah, so Buck Cherry and us, we have the same manager.
Okay.
So, we did a little short run before the world went to hell. And I think 2019 or something like that, we went out with them and kind of made friends with them. And, so this will be the first time back with them. So
cool. Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
I was trying to read on that. Is this something about this only being like their second headlining tour? Is that right?
Buck Cherry?
Yeah.
That can't be
That's
right.
what I was. I didn't think so. I didn't think so either.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. But
yeah. I'll do some more reading
man.
on that before I talk about that.
Oh, shit, yeah. They've been doing it forever, man.
They're for sure. Yeah, I see you guys are coming up to Flint, so I'm gonna try to make it to that show. Should be some fun.
Yeah, come on, man.
I don't know what else is awesome in Flint besides where you guys are playing, but it gives me a reason to go there. So.
Yeah, man. No, the Machine Shop, it's awesome. That's probably one of my favorite places to play for sure.
Yeah, there's a couple bands that come through there, and it seems like they'll book like 3 or 4 nights in a row, just because. Why not, man? Have fun, jam out.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
Sell them all out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you guys got some stuff ready to kick out. I guess like for you personally, is there a cover or a song that you like to do yourself that maybe it's not on the channel or you guys haven't done as a band?
There's a couple covers that we do live sometimes. That one in particular, which we have recorded and we're going to put out later this year. Yeah, that's all I'm about to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. No, and then we got some new music videos for our original stuff. We wrote I'm not smart enough to write a whole concept album, but there's 3 songs on the last record that kind of all flow together and go together with like the same little storyline.
Yeah. And
we're doing some videos for those, and we're gonna put those out in the next few months here.
Awesome.
As we're doing all these tours and whatnot.
Yeah, do it all at the same time. Push it out there.
Yeah.
Someone sees you live, and then all of a sudden you drop a new video, and now they're like, oh, and now they're going through the rest of your catalog, and now they're listening to you on Spotify or whatever.
Hell yeah, man.
Make that full circle. That's awesome. Like I said, I'd love to get Sumo Psycho on here. That's who I think I'm going to try to get on next. You guys are about to go out together with Buck Cherry.
Yeah, man.
And I think it'd be really cool. I love being able to see bands that, like, my mom knows who Buck Cherry is, but she might not know who you or Sumo Psycho is. But not saying
right.
She wouldn't like that, but being able to have like music that's kind of in the same area with each other and to be able to feed off of, I think you'll bring crowds from younger people to even older people, which is pretty cool.
For sure, man. I mean, we see it all the time. We got people, you know, in their 60s that are just like old rockers or something like that, or you know, people bringing their kids out like, this is rock and roll. This used to be what music.
Yeah.
This used to be the cool music before
It's
hip hop took over. You know,
it's true
or
though.
like, you know,
Like when you hear your music, you hear kind of like that classic sound, but like I said, you guys have your own flavor to it, and it's that soul. If you have feeling in your music, other people when they hear it are gonna feel that, you know. And
for sure.
I think a lot of people do resonate with you guys over the music, which is really cool. It's one thing
Yeah.
that anybody can connect to around the world, and even if you don't know the language of the song, you see people in Europe all the time singing an American song who might not even know a single word, but know the words to the song.
Right.
That's
They get it, man. Yeah, they just get it on another level.
yeah. If you could tour abroad, is there anywhere that you'd like to go and play?
Yeah, definitely like to hit the UK. Definitely like to hit Europe, man. That's always been a dream of ours, and we get quite a bit of love on social media, and people just been, hey, when you coming to Denmark or you know whatever. So
Maybe that's your
that would
next jump
definitely
into the
that's
deep
definitely a
end.
bucket list.
You know?
Yeah, man, that's definitely a bucket list thing.
You know, hey,
For
we're
sure.
buying a house in Europe.
Yeah. Shit, I wish.
We're starting over, Europe style.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I hope you're the best on everything. I'm excited you're about to learn daddy life at its fullest.
Yeah,
Patience is your best friend, obviously.
for sure.
Is there anything you want to let everybody know that's either coming soon or how to reach you or anything like that?
Yeah, man. Come check us out on tour. You can get tickets at blacktopmojo.com. We're going out in March on a headliner run. I'm going out with Buck Cherry in May and Sumo Psycho. And we're going to have a good time, so don't miss it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny. Before I even knew that you were going on tour, I think I had talked to your manager about doing this interview, and I had just done a reaction to Sumo Psycho also for the first time. So it was like weird that
That's
like
wild.
all that happened at the same time, and I'm like, oh, it's weird. They're going on tour together. I just did their reactions. Perfect.
You did that, man.
Yeah,
You
you
made
know,
that happen.
I made it all come
put it out in the
full
universe.
circle. Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check out blacktopmojo.com, tour dates, all your latest news, everything's going to be there. Make sure you go follow them on their socials. And yeah, for the love of music, man, go out there and go see it in person. You know, it's a different feeling. If you've never really been out and seen music live, which I don't know how many people haven't, but if you have it, it's definitely an experience like no other, for sure.
It's a good feeling.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Good luck on tour and everything else, and hopefully we'll talk to you here soon, and I can't wait to see what else you guys drop.
Hell yeah, brother. Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, yeah, man. Awesome. Appreciate you. G&T, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe, comment, hit that bell. If there's anybody else that you do want on the channel, please let us know down below in the comment section. And if you guys do have any questions for him, let us know down in the comment section also. But other than that, you guys have a great day. We're out of here. We'll see you guys next time. Bow.
Love
Easy.
Nobody's there for me. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl.